The Avengers Endgame trailer number 2 was viewed a bajillion times yesterday. I want to talk about the biggest questions and theories coming out after this trailer. Stay up to date about the nerdy things that you care about. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Today's shout out goes to It's Ali64XX. Yes, indeed, Marcus and McFeely are the writers of Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. We'll do another nerd card question at the end of this video. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds, and holy crap, you made it through another week. Congratulations to you. I really couldn't think of anything to talk about than that Avengers Endgame trailer. People have looked all over this thing. There's so many questions, so many theories, so many things that people are confused about. So I want to sort of talk about some of the main things that people are talking about online with regards to the trailer. Number one, people are wondering where the heck Thanos is at. He's definitely not in any single frame of this trailer, leaving some people to believe that he will not be actually the focus of the film and might not even be the main villain. This is something that a lot of people have talked about for a long time. There was that greater threat thing that happened after the toy leaks with Rocket and Thor, but I'm here to assure you that Thanos is indeed the main villain of this movie. Like, I've said that a lot, and it's true. Like, he's gonna be the main villain of the film. I think they're clearly just not showing him because there's actually spoilers potentially out there if you show him. I mean, think about it. If we see him with his armor on, it spoils that he's weakened in some way and he'll be fighting again with his armies. And a lot of us think that this could be happening as many of the toys show him with his armor, and we've seen Outriders in some of the toys. If we see him with the gauntlet but missing some of the stones, it will prove that some of the Avengers get a hold of some of his stones. And I actually heard some people say that the Russo brothers restricted the footage that was able to be used by the marketing team to literally 8 minutes of the movie. And they've just clearly decided that they don't want to show any of Thanos to spoil what he actually does in the movie. But I know a lot of people were talking about this, so I wanted to address it here in the video. What are you thinking about this? I mean, do you think it's possible that Thanos won't be the main focus of the film as far as a villain? Or do you agree that, yeah, he's gonna be the main villain and showing him in the movie will spoil what happens? All right, so next up is the time travel aspect. A lot of people are talking about how time travel is seemingly confirmed in this trailer. This all has to do with the voiceover by Peggy Carter, which is from The Winter Soldier, in which she says the best way to move forward is sometimes to start over. Now, when you combine this with the fact that in the very first trailer, Captain America is looking at the locket of Peggy Carter when Black Widow says, "This is going to work," and Cap says, "I know, because I don't know what I'll do if it doesn't," it definitely implies that there's some time travel-y stuff at least being teased in the marketing. The idea of starting over is a big one in the film, and it could be a thing in the movie where they try certain things to fight Thanos, none of it works, and then they sort of restart and try again. Also, this shot with Stormbreaker and Thor is so confusing to me. This looks very much like it's from the scene in Wakanda from Infinity War. However, the way Thor is looking at his hammer here is just plain odd. Now, I saw some people say maybe that's actually Mjolnir he's looking at and they digitally removed that and put in Stormbreaker to throw people off. But the vibe that I am getting from this is that he is just weirdly aware of this being the second time that he is going to use Stormbreaker in Wakanda, and that he is actually going to aim for the head this time. I mean, think about it. If they do the Battle of Wakanda Part 2 and all of the Avengers can remember everything that happened from the moment the first battle was lost to the moment where they go back in time and try it again, it would be really surreal. I'm imagining Thor like looking over his hammer just being like, yo, like, here we are again. I really have to focus this time. I can't let what happened the first time happen again. And so it's at the very least hinting at time travel. I think it is going to be in the movie, and I think that this Peggy Carter line could possibly not just hint at time travel in the movie, but a possible future for Captain America. A lot of people think that maybe he'll go back in time and spend time with Peggy, maybe in our universe or in a different universe. There was, of course, the dance in Age of Ultron where, you know, there's Peggy and he really wants to dance with her. That's part of his arc. And so this is something a lot of people are talking about. I want to know what you think. For me personally, I do think the Russo brothers are teasing time travel here. I mean, we've talked a lot about time travel in this movie, and I definitely think that it's possible we get a Battle of Wakanda Part 2. The next huge question coming out of the trailer is, where does this battle sequence take place at? We see 3 separate shots from seemingly the same battle, one with Ant-Man and a pencil and a headphone jack. There's even a roll of tape, making it seem like this battle is on Earth and possibly inside a building. We get the expanded shot from the TV spot where Captain America is all gritty and has his shield and he looks really shaken and he's battling. Then there's Nebula running away from a crash, and the only person that she would be charging at with that kind of veracity is, of course, Thanos. And so you put all of that together and it really looks like this is a major fight in the movie where the Avengers are fighting against Thanos. But the question is, where does this fight take place? Everything's really obscured, but the Ant-Man shot, as I said, with the pencil and the headphone jack and the tape, suggests that this battle is taking place on Earth. Now, due to recent Lego leaks and a lot of theories and speculation, people believe that Thanos will actually attack the Avengers at the Avengers facility, possibly even early on in the movie. Another explanation, though, is that this is actually from the Benatar, that the pencil, the tape, and the headphone jack are all on the Benatar, and that the ship crash lands or is shot down, perhaps when it goes to attack Thanos on Titan II. We've had a lot of discussions about this, but it's definitely a big question that people have from the trailer. There's a lot of theories about where this could be taking place, not only in the timeline of the movie, but like where it takes place and how that will impact the film. Also, as I said, I just want to repeat this, the only person that Nebula would be charging with that kind of anger would be Thanos. This is sort of proof that Thanos is indeed the main villain of the movie, and they will be fighting him in this movie. Another massive question coming out of this trailer is, what is the deal with these white suits, these advanced gear suits? Are they for space travel or are they for the quantum realm? Now, I said in my breakdown yesterday and in the fan chat that we did that I'm starting to really lean towards quantum realm. I was sort of teetering towards space travel. Now I'm teetering towards quantum realm, and here's why. Because we can see Natalie's hair is clearly all red and grown out to a pretty significant length. We can be damn sure this is actually way past the events of the snap. This takes place much later in the movie. Now, this shot right here with Natalie and Hawkeye is actually in the Benatar, and you should notice that they are not wearing the advanced gear suits that, they have on in the money shot in the trailer. Also, I think it's important to note that we know that the scene at the very end of this trailer with Captain Marvel takes place pretty quickly after the snap. We know this from the post-credit scene and the leaked description of the footage that was shown to the shareholders. So you've got Captain Marvel coming to Earth right after the snap, them all discussing this stuff, and then way later on, they all get in the quantum realm suits, or these white suits rather, and go on some kind of a mission. It's also very important to note that in the scene that was shown to the shareholders where they all take off into space, where Rocket's like, who hasn't been into space, and people raise their hand and he's like, don't puke on my ship. It's very important to note that Tony Stark is not there, Bruce Banner is not there, and Ant-Man is not there. They are likely working on something else, probably the quantum realm suits. Also, no shareholders mentioned that during the shot where they all take off into space, they are wearing the white advanced gear suits. More than likely, this is them going into the quantum realm, perhaps trying some kind of a time travel. You see how all this stuff is starting to tie together, but there was a lot of questions about this. It was something people picked up on in the trailer. Where are you at with this? Do you think this is space suits, or do you think this is quantum realm suits? Now, the last big question, the thing that people are talking about, I think is kind of funny, and that's the whole Thor, Captain Marvel ship. It is a really interesting scene with them at the end. Thor clearly likes her, is fond of her. I don't know if Carol's reciprocating that at all. She gives him a little smirk there, but yeah, I mean, why not? I ship it. I think it would be awesome. Those two, if they had a baby, man, that would be one overpowered baby. So this is something a lot of people are talking about online, and I know if you're like a Captain Marvel hater or whatever, you might be furious at this or whatever, but I think it's harmless fun and definitely something that people are talking about when it comes to the trailer. So that's the news, guys. These are the main topics that people are talking about, the biggest questions and theories coming out after the Avengers Endgame trailer number 2. Wanted to bring these to your attention and see what you guys think about these things, so chime in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Now let's check the nerd card on the way out of here. I want to know, what does Jarvis stand for? It's actually kind of funny and not that scientific, but I want to know, what does Jarvis stand for in the MCU? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.